Welcome to our session. Don't judge a burger by its color.
Why is meat colored red?
Why is meat color important?
Meat color is important because consumers consider a red product in the grocery store to be more fresh or more appealing. These are the materials that we utilize to help us evaluate meat color.
What is the purpose of the spectrophotometer?
It helps us to determine the color of the meat.
What is myoglobin?
Myoglobin is the protein which determines meat color, so it indicates whether it's red or brown.
What does the brown color represent?
That is myoglobin, or discoloration. This is something that we don't want in our meat products.
What does the red color represent?
The red color is oxymyoglobin, or the bright cherry red pigment that you typically see in the grocery store. From here, the samples are then put into the spectrophotometer to evaluate the color differences. Okay, what did you learn? Today we're going to talk about meat tenderness.
Why is meat tenderness important?
Meat tenderness is important to improve the overall eating experience. We typically want a more tender or juicy product. These are the materials used to help us measure meat tenderness.
Why do you measure the temperature?
For two reasons. One is for food safety, to reduce the foodborne illnesses, and two is to increase the consumer satisfaction.
What is the circle piece of equipment used to cut the meat?
That's called a core. It allows us to remove a core or a small section of the meat, which we will later shear to determine the amount of tenderness. The shearing process gives us a force in which to cut the meat, similar to the force utilized to cut meat when you eat it with your teeth.
Is that a core?
Yes, it is.
What is the purpose of measuring shear force?
Shear force will cut through the product similar to how your teeth does, which gives us an indication of how much force or how tough the product is when you're consuming it.
Which steak is tougher and why?
The steak that is well done, or the one with the higher number, is considered tougher. Okay, what did you learn? Food safety and microbial growth.
What is the importance of food safety in the evaluation of microbial growth?
Food safety is important because it helps to prevent foodborne illnesses or prevents people from getting sick from their food. This is the equipment that we typically use to evaluate microbial growth or the organisms that might be on your food.
What is the purpose of the stomacher?
The stomacher is used to help break down the food. Prior to using the stomacher, we weigh out a sample from the food, and then we put it in a stomacher bag. The stomacher is utilized to help break down that sample, and you can see that here. After stomaching the food, we take a small sample and dilute it into test tubes to reduce the amount of microbes in the sample.
What is the importance of the flame?
The flame helps to sterilize the tube and prevent the microbes from spreading and contaminating the test tubes.
What are the test tubes used for?
The test tubes contain peptone, which is a water-like substance which helps the microbes to grow.
What is the Petri film?
The Petri film contains substances which allow for the microbes to grow. Currently, they are dried, and by placing the sample with peptone water on the Petri film, it allows for hydration of the substance and allows for growth. After placing the sample, the Petri film has to be pressed to spread out the microbes for growth.
What are the red dots on the Petri film?
The red dots are the actual colonies for microbial growth. Okay, what did you learn?